to be able to support charities and causes that your heart desires, to have your name at the entrance of buildings, to know a quality of life with no stress, to have security and control, to be free of worldly pressure so that you can love freely, to build your own empire, to become the leader you were put here to be, to let the world see the greatness God put inside of you. To operate at less than peak performance today would be a slap in the face of your creator who expects your best. It is your duty to show up for your life today and play your heart out. Play for your team. Play to win. This is bigger than just you. Your team is counting on you, your company, your family, your future. You're an example that your team is watching. They all want to see you win. They need to see you win. Your victory will emancipate them from the chains of doubt, the chains of mediocrity, of complacency, of indecision, of paralysis.
Woo! Rise and shine, dreamers. Another blessed and grateful day. It's great to see everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend thus far. I know a lot of amazing things have been cooking up in the works. We've got some out in Monterrey, Mexico, experiencing the breakthroughs and breakthroughs. We actually just got back from Fear Over Faith with honestly one of the best events I've ever had the opportunity of experiencing. And those of you who don't know, it was actually with Ray Higdon and Mr. Brian Carruthers and some of the other top individuals inside of the space. And let me tell you, the amount of just breakthroughs and energy and abundance, because this event, it was not just about business, but half of this was literally about faith. And I'm going to go into it today about so many, just a couple of pieces that really captivated me over this weekend that I feel it's so crucial for everybody just to hear, to know who we're working with, who we're locked in with. So before we go ahead and get started, let me know, what is everybody grateful for today? I'm actually going to get live on Facebook, so Facebook can start seeing some of this magic, because that's something else they were talking about. They were like, what if you could go and hit 3-4 different platforms at one different time, giving out this value? And I highly suggest all of us, we can utilize the same technique, because I'm telling you, we have some in our space, some in our audience that are looking for what it is that we have to offer. But if they never hear it, I always learn. We can have the best sliced bread, anything in the world, but if nobody knows what we have, we're a ghost. So I'm excited for all of us to go ahead and get bold and step into this greatness. Jojo, Cedric, Johnny, Dreamer, Shane, Talina, it is great to see everybody. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into some gratitude. Grateful to be alive, grateful for the family, so grateful for the dream team, thankful for this knowledge, the access. Even look at this. Let me show you guys what happened this weekend. Talk about gratitude. I've been studying Brian Carruthers, Ray Higdon, literally for years. And this weekend, we literally got the opportunity to personally go ahead and get around Brian Carruthers, Jessica Higdon, Ray Higdon. We got the rest of it. We got some of the dream team in the building, and Jason literally on the spot paid $25,000 for mentorship, because he knows how crucial it is to go ahead and get access to this. So let me go ahead and get live on Facebook, because this is going to be a topic that nobody wants to miss. Send this out in the chat. Blow this out with some OTCs. Here we go. Facebook, it is good to see everybody. Trust me, this is a topic you do not want to miss, because today we're talking about how much money does it take to retire. And it's so interesting. Brian Carruthers was going over this topic. And if you don't know who Brian Carruthers is, not only is he one of the GOATs inside of our industry, literally one of the top earners, one of the top influencers who has paved the way inside of the space for not just, a couple of us, but literally the mentors. Okay. Now, Brian Carruthers, Ray Higdon, another individual who's literally been a trailblazer inside of the industry. And they gave us some serious nuggets, over this past weekend, Faith Over Fear, where half of the side was about building our faith, right? Really building that connection with our creator, because, some of us have been there where we felt like we haven't been that connected. And I can tell you right now, getting on the other side has been an absolute blessing. And just being able to see some of our top leaders and mentors do the same thing, to me, is honestly more than a blessing that we'll ever know, because I know what it's like to lead with the source in the center. It's a powerful thing. We're talking kingdom talks right here. And a big piece that they covered right here when it comes to our kingdom, our kingdom has to do with our legacy. with our family, with those that we're going to be impacting long after we're gone. So the question became is how much money does it take to retire? And I want to ask everybody that question. You guys can see we're rocking the Faith Over Fear. Incredible event. Yes. Let me ask you this question. How much money do you guys think? Drop it down below. Just throw me some numbers. How much money, let's say if you want to retire at 65, 75, what is your number? How much do you guys believe it takes to go ahead and retire? Because I'm telling you, when you hear this, you're going to be astounded. But this is actually what Brian Carruthers teaches. He's been teaching this for years. And you know what I've realized? For a lot of us, the issue is never making money, right? A lot of us, we know how to make money. We have a job. Some of us have 2 jobs. Some of us have 3. But none of us have really learned the essence of money. And here's what he talks about, okay? And this is a tough conversation. Not everybody wants to talk about this, but Brian Carruthers said the tough conversations are needed. Adam, my brother, yo, stay tuned. This is a good one. Ready? He says, if we don't know how much money we're worth, then we're not mastering the game. We're like a pinball. We're moving through life, bouncing away everywhere, and we don't really have a destination. We're going to get thrown around by life. He says, if we don't have discipline, the world is going to discipline us. I was like, this is just the beginning. So now let's talk about some numbers. You ready? He said, let's just talk about per day. How many meals do you guys usually eat? Let's say 3, maybe 4 meals. Drop it down below. How many meals do you guys eat? Anthony Naps, it's good to see you, my brother. What's going on, King? We're talking about how much money does it take to retire. And Brian, Brian was talking about it this weekend. So if we eat 3 meals a day, let's just say it costs $7 to $9. If we do the math for 365 days for a year, and let's just say you have a significant other. So you're going to be paying $7. That's 14 times 3 for 365 days. You guys know what the math on that is? That actually comes out to $306,000 in the bank that we need just to retire. That's not talking about food. That's not talking about going out. That's not talking about giving money to your kids. That's just 3 meals a day. That's $306,000. Let that sink in. So the question really becomes is how much money to retire to really have a comfortable lifestyle? And you know what Brian Carruthers said? He's like, not even $1 million, not even $2 million. My number was 15 million. When we sat down and we had dinner, we actually sat down, we had dinner. Let me show you guys. This was me, Anthony. We were over there, had an amazing time with Jason. And I want to give you guys a sneak peek. Look, let me show you. We literally had dinner with Brian. This was Saturday, a couple of days ago. And he was discussing, he was literally telling us just that. He said, I believe for anyone to be comfortable, my number was 15 million to be able to protect my family. I was like, whoa. Talk about dreaming much bigger, much sooner. And because he said, think about it. You might have family issues. You might have something that goes on with your house, with somebody that happens medically. And all of a sudden, we need 100,000 out of nowhere. You never know. Even for me, I just had my uncle commit suicide. That would have been thousands of dollars having to be spent out for all these fees, all these random things going on. You know, I've had a family that's had cancer. I've seen them spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going through treatments. So it doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter where we come from. Life, bad things happen to good people every single day. So it's crucial to really start thinking about these things. You know, Brian Carruthers, he also has a huge topic, even in Grant Cardone, where they say money is our duty. You know, it's something that not many like to talk about, but at the end of the day, money kind of dictates where our children go to school, dictates what we eat, dictates what we live, it dictates how we're able to go and experience different pieces of life. But here's how it gets even deeper than that, because we have a responsibility. You know, some of us, we might have family, we might have brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, grandfathers, any of those that are counting on us. So when you really get to see that this is bigger than just you and I, life starts to shift. And the last piece I want to leave everybody with today that Brian really touched on is the EROI. And he called it the eternal return on investment. You see, for the longest time, he was like, I was so worried about money, about getting the Ferrari, about getting the 7-bedroom house, being able to have my family comfortable. But he finally got to a certain point where he says, you know what? The watch just becomes a watch. The house just becomes a house. Everything, it becomes the new normal. And he said, at this point in my life, I'm here for service. I want to go ahead and give back. And he actually donated his Ferrari to the church to be able to truly be somebody who wants to give back, be on a mission to build the kingdom, to help serve, to be able to help others receive things that they desire so we can come back and get everything that we desire. And that's how life really works. To really build wealth by spending less and earning more. And here's the last piece I'm going to give everybody today. He gave a website, and it's called higdongroup.com/money. And here's the one I'm going to give you a carrot before you dive in. He calls it the 80-10-10 rule when it comes to money. If you guys are looking to build wealth, let me see a wealth in the chat. I got to know I'm on the right call. I got to know everybody's tapped in with me. If you're looking to build wealth for yourself, for your family, let me see a wealth down below. Because here's part of his wealth formula that he teaches. He says 80% of his money, believe it or not, works different than most people think. Here's what he teaches. 10% tithe, 10% we pay ourselves, and we live off 80% of what it is that we make. How different is that? Nobody really talks about that. 10% tithing, 10% being able to pay ourselves, and 80% being able to go ahead and live off of the rest. And now that's just the beginning. I'm not going to get into everything. I'm going to give you a little piece, but he's going to teach you how to build your portfolio, how to manage our assets, how to really go ahead and build long-term wealth. And this is who we're partnering with, this is who we're working with. He's written 4 top bestsellers, and a couple of them are actually on wealth management, asset building. So it's safe to say we were at the right people, right time, right place, and I couldn't be more honored to be in this position running with each and every single one of you's family. I'm grateful. I'm privileged. I'm excited to know that we are only just scratching the surface of where it is that we're going. So, fam, let me see some 5s down below for yourself. If you're ready to go ahead and tap into this information, into this community, utilize what it is that we have at our fingertips, and most importantly, set up our legacy. Because we're doing this for much more than just ourselves. This is a kingdom-driven mission. And I believe when we start moving as if, the world is going to start becoming magnetic to the right people, places, opportunities inside of our life. Jay Velli, God bless. I appreciate you, brother. I'm so excited. You already know the mission is to be able to give back, serve, and really become the highest version of ourselves to inspire others to do the same. So I love you, fam. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hands. Stay tuned because we've got a lot of announcements on the map. If you've been looking to get tapped into a like-minded community, reach out, stay tuned, because this is the beginning of a movement that is going to shift and touch the masses. Let's go.